Hello web designers, this is Mr. Sparks, and this will be lesson 6, CSS Style Sheet with comments added. So this will go along with your next assignment of creating a CSS Style Sheet, which is CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So this will add styles to our existing web page. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so the first thing you need to do, if you're on a Chromebook, you'll want to open up your Carrot app, and if you have trouble with that, you need to let me know. But it should be, once you get it installed, it should be here in your browser under Chrome Apps and Carrot. So this should pull us up, and as you can see, this is what our current page looks like. So we've got all this info here, all of the code all the way up to this point with our comments added. That was through lesson 5. And let's quickly look at what that page looks like. So if we will double click here and see what our page looks like. So you want to open up your document here. So our web page basically looks like this. So it has a few things here. So what we want to do is we want to basically style this in a way that will make it look a little more interesting. So we'll be adding a style sheet inside this folder here. We're going to be using what's called an external style sheet to actually style this website. So I'm going to minimize that for now, and you can leave this document up because we're going to need to come in here and actually place some info in there to be able to access that. So you want to go up here to File, and I'm doing this in Carrot. It also so this is the web browser version. So if you're using Notepad++, you can use that version as well. So you want to go to New File, and here you want to go down where instead of plain text, you want to change this to, let's see if we can find it, CSS. So we want to change this to CSS. And what we'll call this is we'll just call this, and we'll go ahead and save it. So we'll save our file as, and we want to make sure that we place this in the same folder that our website is in. So we want to call this style.css. Okay, so make sure you change it to .css, and that should save it as a style sheet. So if we quickly look at that, you'll notice it should look something like that, CSS file. Okay, so the first thing we want to do on our CSS style sheet is to set up at the very top. We're going to use the @ symbol and character set or char set, and you'll notice that since we changed the language to CSS, that will take care of that part of it right there. And we want to say character set, little space, equals, and in double quotes we're going to say UTF-8. Okay, and at the end here we're going to add a semicolon. Now these the style sheet, the way this works is a little different than your HTML. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. So we're going to basically style certain tags. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to show you how to create a style for a particular tag. So we're going to use the body tag or the body of the document, and we're going to add a background color to our website. So the way you do that is you type in body, that's the tag, and then we'll do a space, and then you want to use your left curly bracket. That should be right beside of the P key, and make sure that it's the curly bracket, so you have to hold the shift key when you do that. And then we're going to basically tell it what parameter it is, a rule that we want to set up for the body tag, and there's multiple ones available. So in this case we only want to do the background color, so we'll say background dash color. Okay, and you want to, when you do a rule like this in CSS, you want to put a colon. Okay, and you'll notice that this program here added the semicolon for me. And I'm just going to use a light blue color, so I can just type in light blue. If I can type here. Okay, light blue. And you notice that it turned green, so it tells me that that is an acceptable version. Now, you'll want to close that out with another curly bracket, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do these, and sometimes the way you may see them. You may see them offset in different ways if you have multiple rules, and we'll do one when we do our H1 here in a minute. We'll do that. So let's go ahead and press the enter key, and I'm going to show you how to do a comment in CSS. Okay, so comment in HTML is slightly different, and the way that you do comments in CSS is you use your // and you would use the asterisk key. That will begin a comment. So we're going to say here that we're going to do the H1. So I'm going to comment what the next rule is going to be. I'm going to say H1 color and font example. Okay, and the way you close in a CSS comment is just like you would do another one. So then you would do an asterisk and close it. So those should appear in green as well. And let's go back over here and just give us a little space. You don't really need these empty lines, but sometimes it just makes it a little easier to read, and so that you can actually read your code better. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to make a comment here and just give you some list of some predefined colors as we go down. We'll be using several of these. So let's make another comment using our / and our asterisk, and we're going to say and remember, this is not included in your code. So this will always be just for your information. So we're going to say predefined colors that are available to use are as follows. Okay. And you can use multiple lines, so we're going to do this so we don't stretch it out too far across our screen, so it's not as difficult to read. So one is aqua. Okay, and I'll just separate these by commas. Black, and this can be for backgrounds or for text or anything else as well. So you can use these colors when you're doing color rules. So blue, fuchsia, gray. Let's hit enter to go down a line. Green, you notice it still is this is still a comment because I haven't closed it yet. So green, lime, maroon, navy, olive, purple, red, silver, teal, white, and yellow. Okay, and I'm going to close that comment out. Okay, so this is just kind of a way for me to just quickly, as I'm going through here, I can go back and refer to these as I need to, and that will basically help me remember those. So if I'm just putting this in as my own personal preference. So we'll go ahead and do our H1. So we just type in H1 here. And then we're going to do this one a little differently. So I'm going to click right here, and then I'm just going to go down a line. Okay, and a lot of times you'll see CSS documents are done this way, and so we'll just tab down one. We'll just enter down one. You notice that it added our additional bracket down here. And in programming languages, if you do any additional programming language, you'll see this as a common practice, common structure that you'll see. So we're going to say color, and use a colon, and we're going to say green, or whatever color you prefer. And I'm going to space over here, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to add a text decoration, or a font family, excuse me. So we're going to font family, colon. I didn't finish that out, did I? Family, colon. And we'll just use fantasy. There's several different options, but we'll use that one. And now you'll notice that this one is complete here. So it's right here on this one. So we're going to go ahead and just hit save right quick. And then to get this to work, currently our document looks like this. So we're really interested in what it's going to look like here in this background. So even though I've created a style sheet that should affect these, I haven't told my HTML file yet to use this particular style sheet and where it is located. So we're going to jump over here to your index file, and up here in our head tag, okay, so we want to go up here to where you have your head. You got your meta characters here, so we're just going to click at the end of this one here, still inside of our head, and we're just going to click here, okay, and we're going to add a link rule, okay, and this space, and then we're going to say rel relative equals, and we're going to say style sheet, okay, in double quotes, and then just space over, and we're going to say type, and I don't think we need to do that. Let's try this to see what we're going to do. H, we'll see if this works. Href equals style.css. Okay, now this works if you have your CSS style sheet in the same folder as your index file, and in this case we saved it inside the same folder, so it should be able to look in that same folder for it. If it were somewhere else, you would have to give it a location or a file location or a internet address if it is housed online somewhere. So once we do that, let's go ahead and save that. And now it should be picking up these two new styles that we've added. So let's check and see if it's working so far. So we'll pull our document back up and we'll press the refresh. And sure enough, it has given us a light blue background, and then it has changed the font family here from level 1 headline, which is our H1 tag, to a green color as we had told it to. So let's go ahead and go back to our styles here. Okay. And so once you go here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to enter down here. And you can go ahead and give yourself some extra room. It's always a good idea to give yourself some additional room. So we're just going to comment this first. So we'll say, okay, this is an, get here. So we'll comment. We'll do H2. H2 color example. We'll make it simple. Close that out. Okay, so we'll jump down here and we'll say H2. We'll use our bracket, curly left curly bracket. And since I'm only going to do, we'll go ahead and underline this as well. So let's see. Let me go back up here. Color example. Let's go back here. Color and text decoration example. Okay, text decoration would be like bold or italics or underline or something like that. Okay, so we're going to say color, and I can I'll show you a way we can do this. Color, and we're going to say blue. Okay, and then we can go over here and we can say text decoration colon underline. Okay, and this is just kind of a way that you can save a little bit of space. You can drop them down like we do here, or you can just do them straight across, just adding a space. So if we were to go ahead and hit save, it's always a good idea to save and then just say, well, let's look at my page and see, did it work? So this one should now be underlined and be a blue color. So, and sure enough, we'll see that it is. So that's kind of what we were looking for. So that kind of takes care of that particular part. So you can understand how you add different rules. So I'm showing you different ways you can do this so that you understand how to make this work. Okay, so what I would like for you to do is I want to show you an example here, and I want you to do the rest of these, and I'm going to skip on down and do a couple more and just let you fill in the additional ones on your documents on your own. So we're just going to do H3 color example. Okay, and you just do H3, your color bracket, color, and for this one, you can use any of these to read predefined colors up there. You could also use RGBs and different things like that. So I'm just going to say H3 color would be aqua, and save that file. And if I refresh this, you'll notice that it colors that there. So on your own, I want you to go ahead and finish the level 4, 5, and 6 just exactly how you did this one. Simple way to do it is just basically you could take here, you could copy this. We're using Control C, jump down here, Control V, and just change the thing here to H4, for example. Change this to H4, and then just change the color to something different. So in this case, maroon. And that's pretty much what you want to do, and then give yourself some space. And so now I want to show you how to do. So go ahead and do 4, 5, and 6 that way, and we'll show you how that works. So I'm going to show you a couple more examples. So we're going to say I want to change the color of my table. So let's say table. Okay, so my table tag. So we've created some tables, so we're just going to say, well, I'm also going to make the color of my table different. So we'll just use color, and let's just say, let's make it navy. So there, and that'll take care of that. So we'll do 2 or 3 of these, and then we'll actually go back and look. Now you can comment that here, so I encourage you to kind of comment these. So we can just say, this would be table color example. Just like that. Okay. So comment these as you go, and then we're going to say, okay, the table heading. So I would like for my TH tag to be different. So if I'm using navy, let's make our, we'll make it like I'm going to make it a teal color. You can make these, like I said, you can make these whatever color you want. So to suit yourself, as long as you do these correctly. So we're going to do TH, that's our table heading. So it'll be the heading row of our table, any tag that we have associated with that. And I'm just going to do color, and we'll say teal. Okay, make sure you close these brackets. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this one out and see what it looks like. So let's quickly, before we add any new rules, let's go save file. And if we pull this up and we hit refresh, we got to scroll down here and we'll have to look and see. And here our table is, and since our table here is actually, these are H2 tags, so the H2 tags are all going to be the same. Now we could change each individual one of these in line, and we'll cover that in a different lesson. But you'll notice here that all of our tables now here, since these are tables, are navy blue in text, and our heading rows here are this teal color. So you can change these individually if you like by adding the rule in line, and we will cover that at a later point. Okay, so far everything seems to be working good, and you can see how this thing is starting to get a little more styled and a little more interesting. So we'll cover a couple of more. We'll cover how to do a paragraph, and we'll be learning many more of these in the future lessons. So we just want to kind of get a feel for it, understand how to create your document, how to add them, and so forth. So let's just go ahead here and we'll just copy this comment here. So Control C, we'll drop that in here, give us a little space so everything's not crowded, and we'll just say table heading row color example. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit enter, and we're going to do a paragraph tag. So let's just Okay, so we're going to go here and we'll just say this was going to be our paragraph. Our paragraph font example. Okay, so we'll go down here, we'll add our P tag, and you don't have to put the tag identifications across from it, okay? And we'll just put our bracket here and we'll just say font family. Font family, and we're going to say Arial, comma, sans serif. All right, and we'll finish that off there. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can actually change the color of your links. So your links generally default to like blue, and then they are purple when they're visited. So we're going to show you how to change those. So the way you do that would be your A, and then we're going to say link. So we're going to change our link, and we'll just say since we have a light blue color, we want to make our links color. We'll make the link and the visited ones the same. So we're going to say color, and let's just make them green. Okay, and we will close that out. And we'll go A visited color green. Okay, and so when you visit a link, it should show up green as well. And then when we hover over one, when we mouse over it, we want to so we go hover and color. And let's just make it orange. I wonder if we got orange. Let's see. Well, let's see. We'll make it red. That'll stand out. So we'll make it red. Okay. And we'll kind of save that now and see what we get. So save, and then let's go here and we will update this. So now you'll notice that all of our links here. Now these are different types of links. So regular A links are green even if we visited them, and when we mouse over them, you'll notice that they turn red. So all these down here will turn so this is a quick, easy way to style those. You can style these in any color, you know, combination that you want. You could have the visited links be a different color. So if we were to visit them, let's say we can do real quick visited, we'll make them yellow. So we'll make them yellow if they've been visited. So we'll save that again so we can make a quick, if you don't like the result you have, you can just go in here and change it. Go in here, refresh your page again, and you can look and see. If I go here, jump to ordered list example, pops down here. I go back up here and it should, or maybe yellow is not an option. It is an option actually. So for some reason that is not, it's turning purple on us instead. So we may have to adjust that. So if we go back to green, so we'll experiment here and see if this is going to work the way we intend it to. So here we're still getting a example there where it is not turning the correct location. So those links still work and they are turning purple. So we'll have to work on, I know what it is. I can't spell. So if we go here, so generally if you don't get the proper thing correct, it won't work. So as you can see there on my mistake, I had VITED, so that's not going to work. So it had to actually be visited. So let's try that now and see, save that file. We can go back here and refresh, and now hopefully these will work the way they're supposed to. And they're still not. So we'll have to work on that and see why that's not working the way it's supposed to. But we'll stop our video there. Make sure you comment these things out, and you'll want to turn in your style. Well, you'll want to turn in when you turn your document in, turn in your index file and also your style sheet. So when you attach it, you'll want to attach both of those particular files. So because if you don't have this, it can't reference your page, won't look the way it's supposed to. So make sure you turn both of these in when you turn in your assignment. That way I can check it and make sure everything's working. So if you got any questions, please let me know, and we'll see you in the next lesson.